Hey everyone, Greg here with another Free Tip Friday. Today we're going to talk about oiling a revolver or a wheel gun. We had a viewer go and request this after I did the semi-auto, so here you are. I hope you enjoy it. So first and foremost, we're going to go ahead and make sure that the firearm is in fact clear. I've got my G96 oil right here. So the first spot I like to hit on oiling a revolver is I like to go ahead and cock the hammer, and then I'm going to put a couple drops just right down on top of the hammer, and I'm just going to kind of work that in slightly. So I'm just going to put a couple drops in there, and I'm just going to cycle it several times. Notice how on this gun I'm capturing the hammer because we do have a protruding firing pin. There's no transfer bar on this design, so I'm not going to sit here and dry fire the junk out of it here. So all right, I can feel it smoothing up. There we go. All right, from there, in this Smith & Wesson, this screw right here is what retains the crane and cylinder and the ejector and the whole cylinder assembly. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that screw out. And if you do this, you definitely want to get a good set of gunsmith screwdriver bits. That way you don't mar up this screw. Basically, the idea with these bits here is that they'll break before the screw does, so it keeps you from marring the junk out of your gun. So I'm just going to wiggle the cylinder out gently. And this one is really already pretty clean and oiled, but we're going to go ahead and just add a little bit more. All right, so I've got the crane and the cylinder. Just going to take a couple drops here. Just drop it right into the face of the cylinder where the crane would ride. I'm just going to kind of rotate it around. Next, I'm going to go ahead and press the ejector out. And I'm just going to put a drop or two on here. Just going to rub it in. And then just work that in a little bit. Next, I'm going to hit the portion of the crane that inserts into the frame. A little bit of oil there, a little bit more on the outside of the crane here. Just rub all that in. Put everything back together and see it's smoothly spinning. There's no binding, nothing like that. So I know I did it right. Insert the crane back into the frame. Take my crane index screw, pop that back in, and we'll be good to go. Now, before you go doing this on your revolver, always consult the instruction manual, because depending on the brand of the revolver, that cylinder or crane screw will be located in a different spot depending on what kind of gun it is. So you want to identify what screw to pull out of the gun, because if you start pulling all the screws out, revolvers are a mess. And I also charge extra if you bring me a bag of parts for reassembly. The reason why this gun was in is the customer wanted a action job and a cleaning, so I went and worked the double action down as well as the single action. Mind you, this is all stock parts, stock mainspring, all of that good stuff. I just went in and took all the snag and resistance potential out of the trigger. So now we're nice and smooth. The double action's pressing right at about 7 pounds roughly. Single action is sitting right at a crisp 2. There's no creep on that trigger whatsoever. It's nice and clean. If you guys have any questions, look us up on Facebook or Instagram. Watch us on YouTube as well. Our number is 913-432-0050. Have a great Friday.